Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityanam, welcoming back all the Sannyas initiates for this day 2 of our orientation session. So, yesterday we saw about what is Sannyas and the 5 vows of Sannyas and the Sannyas lifestyle itself. So, actually, I would like to begin with asking a question to all of the Sannyas initiates to all of the sannyas initiates here. I wanted to ask a very important question actually. What does sannyas mean to you personally? So, actually, I want all of the initiates to write down what does sannyas personally mean to you, and which is actually a very interesting question where you can actually look in on the reason why you took sannyas, and whether it is the just Swamiji guiding you, or whether it is you felt the yearning to expand out of the mundane lifestyle and just the continuous daily activities, or you actually had the intention for seeking for liberation. What is that one thing that your intention that made you take the jump for sannyas? And actually, I would like to ask even the viewers watching us live on social media, even all of you can put, if you're still not a sannyasi, you can write down what is that one thing that you would say that is the reason why you would jump into the sannyas lifestyle. And sannyas itself is actually a deep desire to come out of the Maya matrix, to have the fastest, Swamiji says, the fastest path to enlightenment is sannyas. So it is not just something when you become old and you take sannyas and you become enlightened. It is the living enlightenment. And that is what is the beauty of sannyas. So I want all the sannyas initiates to write down, what does sannyas mean to you personally? And the sannyas itself is actually one of the most, uh, like, for example, all of us know about the marriage, the normal grihastha marriage, how it's a big festival and both the families gather and there's a reception, there's a rehearsal dinner, there's the actual marriage ceremony. But in terms of sannyas, we Hindus especially need to reawaken the whole celebration of giving your son or daughter, not just giving your son or daughter into marriage, but even into sannyas. In uh, when all of us in the Hindu tradition, in the Vedic tradition, in Hindu Sanatana Hindu Dharma, when your family member, when you take sannyas, actually in front of the Guru, in a sacred water body like the Ganga or a sacred water body, you dip yourself once you do the Shraddha, the Tarpanam, the ritual that all of us did. So once you do the Tarpanam, you actually come out of the water, and when you're completely wet, you come and take the kavi cloth from Swamiji's feet, from your Guru's feet. And at that time, the whole Sangha blesses you and gives the tathastu, the blessings. Once you tell the vows of sannyas, the whole Sangha blesses you, and even your parents, your family members also, with their whole heart, bless you to have a successful sannyas life. And that is the celebration that we have in Sanatana Hindu Dharma when the person takes sannyas. And actually, it is unfortunate that only marriage is celebrated, but sannyas is not really celebrated by the whole family. And we should reawaken that celebration inside every practicing Hindu. Whenever they give, the parents give the children for sannyas, or whenever an individual takes sannyas, that should be the level of celebration that happens when a being leaps into the lifestyle of sannyas. So today we'll be looking at other various aspects of sannyas, and sannyas is one of the most important parts of sannyas is actually the responsibility that all of us carry as sannyasis. Sannyas is not just the lifestyle for yourself. It's not like Swamiji was saying the other day. It is not just the Atmartha Puja. Having the integrity by yourself is like doing the daily puja, but having the integrity and responsibility for your whole ecosystem, for the whole world, is what is sannyas. And it awakens the responsibility inside you. I want to actually ask all of the initiates, how many of you felt that responsibility, the even the feeling of taking responsibility increase in you after you took sannyas? Can you raise your hands? Yes, wonderful. So sannyas is not just the fact that you come and you go to the Himalayas or somewhere and you meditate and you become enlightened. Sannyas is only when you start practicing that integrity and make it into authenticity. And that authenticity, when you are authentic as much as you can, and you start being responsible and you start enriching others. To give a small example, Let's take the example of the morning yoga. Integrity is just you coming and you doing the asanas by yourself, and at least being on time. When you're integrated, you say, okay, I will come at 4:30 in the morning in the Brahma Muhurta, and you start the yoga. That is just integrity. And then you expand to authenticity. Let's say that you come at 4:30, and after coming to the yoga, you actually make sure that you do all the asanas with all the components, whether it's the pranayama, whether it's the mudras, the bandhas, and of course the chanting, having the internal chanting of the Mahavakya, and doing the yoga with all of the components. That is authenticity. And naturally, when you are authentic, then you start becoming responsible, where you even wake up your fellow brahmachari, your fellow sannyasi, and say, hey, even you come to sannyas, and you make him do the, you start becoming responsible for the ecosystem. And then automatically, when you start becoming responsible for your fellow brahmacharis, for your fellow sannyasis, then you start enriching everybody about yoga, whether it's on social media, or you start teaching the yoga to your whole ecosystem, and that is enriching. So automatically, when you're a sannyasi, you start practicing the four tattvas in every single aspect of your life. I just gave an example of yoga, but you can look in whether it is yoga or the daily Guru Puja or even the projects that you do. For example, if you have taken a project that you will cause, let's say, 100 Sarvangapita Yajamans. So, not just being integrated to this word, but being authentic, and you start being responsible because 100 you cannot do it by yourself. So, you start enriching many other sannyasis to become part of your ecosystem, and you start causing the Sarangapita Yajamans. So, in every single aspect of your life, when you are a sannyasi, you automatically start living the four tattvas. It's no more a principle in a book, or it's no more just rules which are there as part of the sannyas manual, but it becomes a lifestyle where every single action that you do, every single word that you utter, you have to make sure that you're in integrity. Every single action that you do, you have to make sure that you are authentic to your action. And every interaction that you have with your friends, your family, the people around you, you have to be responsible and enrich all of them. So automatically you start living these four tattvas in every single aspect of your life. And also, I would like to ask another question to all the sannyas initiates. I want actually all of you to write down. Yesterday, we had given an exercise to all of you to write down one thing that you want to manifest in 24 hours. And same way, today I want all of you to write down that we need to enrich more and more sannyasis. Of course, Swamiji says that just like how a grihastha is potent and his potency is measured towards how many children he is able to have, same way for sannyasis, our potency is measured out of how many sannyasis we're able to cause. And that is what even makes us alive. And as Swamiji says, that enriching is the greatest pleasure that anyone can have. Because when you are enriching, you automatically let Swamiji flow through you. So I want you, all the sannyas initiates, to write down, if you have to talk to a sannyasi right now, or talk to a normal person, what would you tell him to enrich him to become a sannyasi? Would you tell him about the, of course, how sannyas is completely relieving yourself out of the whole Maya matrix? Or will you tell him about the greatness of the Guru? Or will you tell him about the fact that sannyasis, the way our own lifestyle doesn't allow us to fall into root patterns or incompletions? So, what is that one thing, one click that you have about sannyas that you will tell to a new person who wants to take up sannyas? Because whatever you tell the other person, that is what is the most deepest part of you which you cherish about sannyas. So then you'll be able to see for yourself what the sannyas mean to you personally. And of course, as sannyasis ourselves, continuously we need to start enriching the more and more sannyasis, and we need millions of sannyasis to serve humanity, to take the responsibility to continuously teach, to help others. So I want all the initiates to write this down. And also, if you have any more sannyasis or to become sannyasis who you want to join this session, you can invite them to this session also, for all of them to get oriented into what is sannyas. So now we have a small video by Swamiji where Swamiji himself introduces sannyas. So let's get ready to listen to Swamiji. I request all the sannyas initiates to please sit straight. Please sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Place your hands in the Samana Mudra and literally absorb the truths that Swamiji is telling about sannyas.
When you take the responsibility for the money of the society, you become Vaishya. When you take the responsibility for weapon of the society, you become Kshatriya. When you take the responsibility for knowledge of the society, you become Brahmana. When you take responsibility for everything, you become Sannyasi. Enough we had, and we have enough of celebrities, entertainers. We have enough of politicians. We have enough of people in every field. We only need responsible sannyasis. We only need one thing, responsible sannyasis. I tell you, the ideal for modern Indian youth is responsible sannyas. All the best things you guys are enjoying, whether it is architecture or dress or the medicine, who created this Ayurveda? Shushruta, Charaga, Rishis, enlightened beings. All the best things you have is from these great sannyasis, great enlightened beings, great rishis. We want all the benefit from them, but we will not strengthen and keep that knowledge tradition alive. Aryabhatta, father of the mathematics, Saraga, Shushruta, even the way you dress is designed and delivered to the world by the sannyasis. A rishi called Devala Rishi. He created first the science of weaving. Weaving was invented by Devala Rishi. That is why that community, weaver community, is called Devangas. The civilization itself is built by enlightened beings. That is the way anything big is done to society. That is the way so much contribution is done to society. So understand, I may not speak about sannyas now, but the tradition will flourish. Anybody received any good thing from the society directly, indirectly, from the sannyas traditions, they are all indebted. If each being comes down to the planet Earth for the achievement of its completion and for achieving the liberation from birth and death cycle, from this process again and again and again. So please understand, person who stands clearly and declares to the world, I am not ready to be exploited by your ignorant leaders. I am not ready to be exploited by the ignorance of the elders. Please understand, whether it is money or media or any political system, it is just ignorance of the society imposed on you. A man who stands up courageously and declares, I am not going to be exploited by any of this, is sannyasi. Sannyasi is a person who declares, who says clear no, I am not interested in getting exploited. Listen, you can either practice completion for ages and live in the space of liberation, wait for death to happen. After death, you will be mukta, videha mukta, or declare your sannyas and be liberated while you are living in the body. Declaring the social ignorance cannot affect you anymore, exploit you anymore. You will not budge for the social ignorance anymore, is living enlightenment. That is Jivan Mukti. Declare you are not going to be allowing the social ignorance exploit you anymore. Evolve. Evolve. It is time. Let us evolve. And let us tell the world to evolve. Let us evolve and let us tell the world to evolve. Oh, the next generation of humanity, life is in your hands. Life in the planet Earth is in your hands. One act of Mahant Totaburiji Maharaj giving sannyas to Ramakrishna. See the contribution happen to the humanity. I tell you, sannyasis are never antisocial, they are above social, and the amount of contribution they have done to society unimaginable. They are the most productive people on the planet Earth. My sannyasis will be the most intelligent and productive human beings on the planet Earth.
Ferociousness. My ferocious answer to the corruption of the society is aparigraha. My ferocious answer to the polluted concepts of sexuality of the society is by my brahmacharya. My ferocious response to this whole economy system is asteya. My ferocious response to this whole hypocrisy of the society is my satya. My ferocious response to the whole violence of the humanity is my ahimsa. In my life, the moment I left, they tried to trace me back into Ramakrishna Math. Only once they met me. The moment I know that they know where I am staying, I left the Ramakrishna Math. After that 7.5 years, they do not know where I am. Only after I started my public life, through the public flyer, they came to know Swami is staying in Erode. They do not know 8 years where I am. From 1995 to 2001, they do not know. Only in 2001, they came to know that where I am. They do not know where I am. That really helps to build a complete new personality as far as sannyas is concerned. See, grihastha life is separate, each one has their place. But surely, nothing like the sannyas breakthrough. That breakthrough really does something totally different to you. That is totally different. See, the purpose and the whole sannyas concept is for a different level. It's for a differently, altogether different level. See, whatever is said and done, it is sannyasis who are trained as acharyas. They are not trained just for their own enlightenment. See, the grihasthas living on the path of enlightenment is like a boat, they can save themselves. Sannyasis on the path is like a bridge, not just saving themselves. They are there for millions of people to cross. So, boat and the bridge cannot be compared, whatever is said and done. So, all these kind of ideals and ideas I do encourage. Anywhere I am not encouraging means I am not seeing you qualified, so I am compromising. My compromised answers are not my responses. What I lived is my response. What I lived and living is my response. Anything else is for your level.
Hinduism needs only one thing: trained sannyasis. Hinduism has everything else. It's not that money is our problem. It's not that not having followers is our problem. It's not that media attacking us is our problem. That and all is secondary. The first need is integrated, authentic, trained sannyasis. Shastradhari sannyasis who can digest the shastras and enrich the world with that same shastras. So 10 lakh Shastradhari sannyasis is the goal. 10 lakh Shastradhari sannyasis is life. Let us go to nook and corner of the world, reach out to every village of the country and ask the village, give us at least 10 people. We will train them and give them back to you to enrich your village, not just spiritually, in every possibility. Please understand, only a sannyasi continues to stay with the goal throughout the life. Essence of today's satsang. Let the sannyas be the change and you be the cause of the change.
It is an incarnation's words become constitution of cosmos. With that responsibility I am telling you, in the modern Kali Yuga, at least for certain period, some duration of your life, Sanya mandatory if you want to manifest Sadashivatva. Understand, I am not saying whole life you have to be sannyasi, and I am not saying whole life you don't need to be sannyasi. If you can be sannyasi whole life, great, enjoy, celebrate. You got business class ticket, free. Just sit back and relax. The seat belt. Understand? At least certain period when that milk is becoming curd, sannyas is mandatory, especially if you want the body and mind to be prepared to manifest the powers from the original pure state. From the original pure state. How many ever questions, doubts, incompletions, impossibilities, fears, guilt, resistance, tiredness, boredom you may manifest towards the idea of sannyas if you want Sadashivatva as the first priority in your life during certain period of your life, especially when the milk becoming curd. I should say, if I have to describe that moment when integrity becoming enriching during that state, integrity becoming enriching, you need to be left physically, mentally untouched and undemanded and not necessary to respond even as per the integrity declaration of your existence other than the Guru Vak. You need to be left in that kind of a Vatavarana with initiation for some time being.
King, how does one decide upon whether their path is sannyas or not? Is there any way to feel sure about it, or is it simply a conscious choice? How far is an individual's decision of sannyas affected by prarabdha and past lives? Is it possible that the Guru can change a being's prarabdha?
First, The effect of prarabdha or past life cannot happen in you if you complete all the known patterns in you. They can have power over you only as long as the known patterns you carry are alive and continue to remain incomplete. Listen. Only as long as the patterns you carry continues to remain incomplete, the patterns you carry acts like a receiver. The electronic waves may be in the air, but unless you have a receiver, it can't be received, it won't be received. So understand, the patterns you carry acts as a receiver for you to experience your life. So, if you decide to complete with the root patterns you are carrying, you don't need to worry or bother about the past life or the prarabdha.
Listen to what Swamiji said, and I think Swamiji covered most of all our questions, whether it is that do we really need sannyas for enlightenment, or is sannyas required for liberation, or what exactly sannyas means, and how sannyas is not just the some lifestyle, but it is actually a ferocious decision that you take for yourself, and it is the response to the fakeness of society. I'm sure many of us relate to how Swamiji said about the whole society being fake, whether it is the relationships in the society, or whether it is the the way the economy functions, or the idea of peace in the society. Everything is just not the authentic version of what it's supposed to be. Whereas in sannyas, every single part, whether it is the Hindu economy or whether it is the relationships that you have, every single aspect is completely authentic and completely true to yourself. How many of the initiates are understanding this? Please wave your hands. Okay. So actually, Swamiji was explaining about being fake and being authentic within ourselves. And I also wanted all of the initiates to write down in the society, whether it is in terms of the economy, in terms of relationships, in terms of even healthcare, as Swamiji beautifully says that in the Maya matrix, the doctors are not giving you medicine for you to get healed. Rather, they're giving you medicines to come back to them. Just it is only for their own gratification. It is only for themselves to be benefited. They see you as a customer, not as someone who needs to be healed. So in every aspect of society is basically fake. So I want all the initiates to write down what you feel about how each aspect of the outer world is fake, whether it might be the education, for example. You go to school, you go to college, and it is literally either for satisfying your parents, you get a degree in college, or just for finishing the examination, you just vomit what you learned on the paper. There is no actual learning that happens in the education system. For example, like fortunately, Swamiji blessed me as a Balasant for being part of the Nityananda Gurukul. So when we, for example, when we learnt about the Vedas, the chanting, for example, we did not learn the chanting just to write an examination and then forget about the chanting, whether it might be the Upanishads or the Vedas or the Agamas. We literally live even today when we do the homas, the pujas, or any activity that we do in the temple. We learn for executing and for teaching the people around us. It is not like the Macaulay education where you just learn to vomit on the paper or you learn for somebody else. It is actual knowledge that, especially with Swamiji's blessings, it is not just knowledge but becomes an experience inside all of us. Same way with sannyas. In the outer world, let's say that you were doing marketing in a company before you became a sannyasi. There's a huge difference between marketing and I can't even compare, but just giving an example of, let's say, causing and enriching. Let's say you are marketing, and when you are doing the marketing for a company, the first biggest difference is in that case, when you are doing the marketing for the company needs you. And it is not the other way around where you need the company. So the company can exploit you in any way just to try to get what they want. For example, they may make you lie about the company's products, or they might make you tell false promises about the company's product just so that they can get their sales up, they can get they can get a higher revenue. And that is how in the Maya matrix, in the outside world, you are being used by the companies. Same way, if I can compare that to the enriching and causing that we do as sannyasis. Let's say we explain to somebody about the Paramashiva Home program, and you're inviting someone to come to the Paramashiva Home program. First of all, Kailasa, it is not that in this case, Kailasa needs you, as Swamiji beautifully said the other day. Swamiji does not need any of us. Just by one day, Swamiji blessing the Paramashivoham program, thousands of devotees will just come and attend the Paramashivoham program. But why does Swamiji guide all of us sannyasis to call and enrich? It is because of our spiritual growth. Because when you talk about, let's say, the yoga that is there in the Paramashivoham program, you need to know about the yoga. Or when you talk about the completion process that happens during the Paramashivoham session, you need to know about the completion and you should have already experienced the completion session, the completion happening inside of you. So here there's no even chance of it getting exploited or being adharmic, because it is you who are the one being enriched by enriching others, by causing others. So that is why in every aspect of our lives, the outer world is completely fake, and when you are sannyas, when you are a sannyasi in the lifestyle of sannyas, you can actually see that fakeness, and your ferocious response to that fakeness is becoming a sannyasi, so that you can point out to everybody who's living out there about how they're all living this fake lifestyle and how they can come out of the fake lifestyle, whether it might be in health, or whether it is in education, or in their jobs, or in their relationships, in any aspect of their life, to convert them, to enrich them from being fake to actually being authentic in their lives. And that is one of the most important aspects of sannyas, where you, by your own decision to take sannyas, you evolve yourself from the fake lifestyle and become the authentic version of yourself. And then you start enriching hundreds, thousands of more sannyasis who can come out of that cycle of being fake, continuously being fake in every aspect of their life, rather transform to become authentic in our lives. So if the initiates have written down, you can actually share in the Zoom chat, and also on social media. You can share one aspect of your life where you feel that before taking sannyas, you felt that it was fake, and after taking sannyas, you see that the fakeness in you is removed and you have become more authentic to yourself. All the initiates can share on social media and can also share in the Zoom chat. Yes, we have one initiate sharing that before he felt that the education system is fake, and now he sees that everything he's learning is completely authentic. Yes, especially the education system. Actually, thankfully, Swamiji blessed me for being part of the Gurukul education system and to be a Balasant. But the whole outer world education system is completely just for getting that title or getting the certificate or getting the degree, and there's actually no learning that happens. Is another initiative sharing that relationships with self and others is, of course, in our lives, whether it is even, you might, it is not just the relationships of, whether it is even your own mother and father, you would see that once you become a sannyasi, your relationship even with them changes drastically. The way you relate to your mother, the way you relate to your father, no more it is from a space of bondage, or that you need to impress upon them, or you need to live, or you're bound to live only the way that they want. Many times, even the major decisions in our lives are taken only because of our pattern to please them, or the patterns that we have that bind us to try to show a different inner image that you have, and trying to project a different outer image to try to please someone, to try to prove yourself to them. And when you are a sannyasi, the only relationship that you have, of course, is with Swamiji, with Paramashiva. So no more relationships are a bondage in your life. Rather, you can use the relationship with the whole world to enrich and reach out to the whole world as as a sannyasi, to take responsibility of the whole world. Yes, so I would also like to ask all of the initiates another question for you to internalize. So once you took sannyas, after the sannyas initiation, how do you envision your life changing after this initiation? So we saw about how in the outer world, whether it is our relationships or whether it is the health aspect or the education aspect, all of these aspects were actually fake. And now that we understand that these are fake in our lives, how do you envision your life going forward as a sannyasi? So, for example, if you thought that education is fake in your life, after this sannyas initiation, how do you envision yourself gaining knowledge? For example, I'm sure as the new year is coming up, many of you know about the new year resolutions. So, what is your resolution as a sannyasi? So, talking about education, Swamiji has beautifully told all of us to learn about the Guru Gita. So, you envisioning your life can be to master the Guru Gita, to completely learn and absorb the verses in the Guru Gita. Or it can even be learning the Pada Puja or the mantras in the Pratama Vinyasa Krama, to learn the entire Pratama Vinyasa Krama sequence, the yoga sequence. So you can look inside and see that how things were fake in your previous pre-monastic life, and after taking sannyas, how you envision yourself to be in all aspects of your life, whether it is in relationships, if you are fake with your relationships, or fake with your idea of how relationship should be, whether it is with your father, your mother, people around you, your friends, or whether it is in your health aspect. Let's say in your pre monastic life, you kept having allergies, or the you continuously started attracting the bad health. So once now that you are a sannyasi, how you envision the health aspect of you? As Swamiji says that you should be eternally 16. That is the body that you should carry. And of course, the body that you should carry should be, as Swamiji says, with the muscular body completely fit and with no incompletions with your body, and manifesting health, not just for yourself, not just healing yourself, but healing hundreds of people as a sannyasi, or thousands of people as a sannyasi. So that should be your vision for health. So, like this, look at every aspect of your life and see how in the before sannyas, how it was fake, and now after sannyas, how you are going to give yourself a conscious breakthrough, how you're going to reinvent yourself. In health, you should, the bare minimum for the sannyasi is to do the Pratama Vinyasa Krama, Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, and Tritiya Vinyasa Krama. All of these three effortlessly. That is the vision that you should have for yourself as a sannyasi. Same way with relationships. If you always got angry, or you were short tempered, or you had your emotions and incompletions come up in your relationships, Now you should be ferocious and declare that as a sannyasi, the only cognition you can have is enriching yourself and enriching the other person. And having this cognition inside of you, you can never be angry at Paramashiva when you see the other person as Paramashiva. So, having these fundamental cognitions of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching, and also the five verbs of Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya, and Satya. All of the five verbs and four tattvas, constantly when you practice them in your inner space, you will see that you will transform yourself from being fake to being authentic in every area of your life. Yes, we have a YouTube member saying giving up of actions motivated by desire is sannyas. Relinquishing the fruits of all actions is tyaga. Yes, of course. So, like how she's sharing, the innate cognition as a sannyasi that you have is completely surrendering, whether it is good or bad, everything at Swamiji's feet. At the end of the day, even if you, let's say, cause if you cause someone to donate $1 million for Kailasa, it is not for out of greed or fear that you cause $1 million. It is purely your offering to Swamiji, your offering to Kailasa, and that is why you enrich, that is why you cause, that is why you do any action. So, any of your action is never motivated by greed or fear, rather, it is only by devotion and with love for yourself and for Swamiji. That is the context of every action that we do. And that is why no more we are fake, because the only reason you need to be fake is when you are having a personal vested interest that is there in the action that you are doing. When the self interest, the greed and fear, when that is removed, the only thing that remains is devotion. So that is why, as sannyasis, we can never be swayed by greed and fear, because the only context in our actions is to develop that feeling connection and only do what is right, what is dharmic, and not doing any action either from greed or from fear or from any other emotion. Yes, there's an initiate sharing that I envision a life with no impossibilities where I effortlessly align myself with Guru Vak and enrich millions with the lifestyle of sannyas. Yes, wonderful. And actually, many of you would have seen about Swamiji introducing about the various parliament of Kailasa, whether it is the Rajya Sabha or the Deva Sabha or the Kanaka Sabha. As sannyasis, we are already part of this grand vision of Kailasa. You are part of the Nityananda Sabha of Kailasa, where it is literally embodying Swamiji in every single action that you do, whether it is the enriching that you do or whether it is the way you live itself should embody Swamiji, and that is what is sannyas itself. So today we are coming to the end of this session. So I'm sure we didn't get much time during the session to write down. So I want everyone, all the initiates, to write down in detail how you envision your life as a sannyasi. In all in every single aspect, whether it is health, wealth, relationships, in terms of the inner image that you carry about yourself, the outer image that you project to others, the life image that you carry about life, and the image that others carry about you. In all of these four images, how you envision yourself to be. So I request all the initiates to write this down as your homework, to write down how in the pre-monastic, before sannyas, you felt about yourself, and now after sannyas, how you envision yourself. So with that, we come to the end of this session. If any of you have any questions, you can put it in the Zoom chat or on social media. Okay, so with that, let's end today's session with the Purna Mantra. I request all the Sannyas initiates to please sit straight, place your hands in the Atmanjali Mudra, and close your eyes. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Padukarpranamastu. Om Nityanandam.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes.